morning. Good morning. It's Black Spring with Autumn here on your Friday morning. It's March 22nd, 2024. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And I just had to come in because I have two things that I thought about doing on a live and studio stream, but sometimes the moonlight streams, the misnomer moonlight streams, have a different, the impact or the reflective impact on a moonlighting stream to me sometimes can be it can be an optimal time. I hope you guys are doing well out there. So there's just two things. So the Bible tells us, of course, that in Revelations, that there's a time we'll live in a time of deception. And I think that's through the mediums of the media, whether it be social media, the mainstream media. Just if you just look at the way that America's institutions, Americans, the influence of America is being bought out by globalists. There were reports that came in earlier this year, I mean, not too long ago, about Soros purchasing a pretty big percentage of, well, investing in communication, radio. Good morning, this morning, Watchman. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I just feel there's going to be all kinds of things coming out. Not to mention, I'm talking about we're living in a time of deception. At some point, we have to question it. I ask for discernment. That what we see is that, is it real? Is it real? Is it showbiz? Is it real or is it showbiz? And when I see some of these liners have come out, so there's two topics. So I want to first talk about the Forbes releasing another town hall or meeting with Chicagoans in a town hall setting with Mayor Brandon Johnson. And I just don't know why do these town hall meetings in Chicago and many places where it's highly concentrated with, so-called blacks or African Americans. It's corn. Uncool. How are you? So glad you came. You guys made it. Why does it seem like an episode is starting to come off like an actor? It's worse than kabuki theater. It's kind of, if you guys are not familiar with the reference, a different world. Why does it look like in the city of Chicago when they have an alleged quote town hall meeting that it's a meeting in the pit with Mr. Gaines from a different world? Why does it come off like that? If you just look at the environment. People are up walking around and whispering in somebody's ear. They're wearing corporate clothes and conservative clothes, but it's constant movement, action, nonstop. And then you got and even though they had some good rants, they had a lot of people delivering some strong words, some strong metaphors, strong analogies, strong proverbs, but it's going no for what? To what end? To what end? They get a couple of good lines in, and then it just goes back to, Johnson standing up there like a dog being entertained with a card trick. He has this guy is absolutely not going to do anything. But I'm saying these meetings in Chicago is as entertaining. They're definitely entertaining, but it amounts to it. What is it amounting to? Nothing's going to happen. The damage is already done. And I don't know what's worse than people allegedly waking up at this this late time, or for those that actually believe that this country is going to vote itself out of all of this mess. I just don't know which one is worse. And I've said this to a friend of mine the other day. I don't know what's worse. people who think they are actually vibrating, high vibrational, low vibrational. There's nothing worse than low vibrational people think they're vibing at a high vibration when they're actually not. I, that is a great deception in itself. It's just a little too, these rants, the time for talk and half measures is long. That's over with. And I said this to many of you, shout out to the class of CV19, that it's like the former world to me passed away in 2020. And I said it was never going back to the way that it was. And I'm just saying for you guys, do you guys see if we had to set our navigational system to time travel, it don't show anything looking like it's going backwards. That's uncool. Oh, she says, yay, let's vote again because it helps so much already. That's what I'm saying. That really works so great because voting is working out so well. And I'm sorry, to me, I've said this before. It's only a matter of who's going to sell the NWO the best. And right now it's TRUMP. He's gonna he if can you imagine a man that got people to go out and toot some cane into their veins, whether it's sugar cane, Atlantic cane. If a man had that much influence, you don't think he could sell the New World Order? It's already flourishing. This border issue, oh, it's a crisis. It's a crisis. Another thing I'm talking about, deception right now, is can we even believe everything that we see? When you got Sora, what is it? They've got this allegedly this Venezuelan Morena. Allegedly, he's out here. He made a TikTok video about how the illegals should seize American homes that are unoccupied, squatters' rights. He's out allegedly giving tutorials. I've seen the video. He's out giving tutorials on how illegals can seize American unoccupied property and touting about how allegedly how Africans have already seized 7 homes. And of course, many states have these rights, have squatters' rights. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, is this the trick bag that they need to get the CW that they want? They will use these optics. They will use Sora to achieve whatever they want. It's a US based AI. I'm just saying, it's pathetic if all the taxpayer money is being blown up to give away to people who've never paid a dime here that didn't come through. And a lot of people, well, we're not. A lot of people want to come out with the disclaimer. We're not anti-immigrant. No, we're not this. We're not that. But see, this is the kind of double speak and the kind of double-minded people, the kind of double-minded communities. This what got people into this fix in the first place. They know if they can take you back to the unreliability of your emotions, and you can be misguided by those. They know that they can get you to do anything. Well, hey, I'm just saying. Shout out to Uncool. She says, I finally have time to do my Trojan. Yay! All right. Hey, I'm going to be tuned and tapped in. Uncool says, seeing is no longer believing. I agree. She says, Christ is only the truth we can lean on. Amen. It is. And see, that's what I'm saying. I can't even, I'm telling you on a daily, it is. It's got to be psychological warfare because they go from one thing to another. They go from one thing to another. As soon as one thing ends, one day, oh, this and this with the migrants. Oh, they're gonna get evicted. Oh, they're going door to door. Oh, they're panhandling. Oh, they're frying rats on the street. Oh, they're normal. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, but with all of this going on, there's no end in sight. People run into these town hall meetings or run into the pit and screaming at Mr. Gaines no, Mr. Gaines wouldn't be the power. He still wouldn't be the power he wouldn't be the truth to power. But still, it has an effect, It's like it's either it feels like those town hall meetings feel like the pit, a protest in the pit sponsored by Mr. Gaines and the student government association, or I'm telling you, it's real cheap. It's a real chintzy kind of feel. There's something else I want to compare it to. But I'm telling you, it's going nowhere. It feels like the slam poetry at the space bar. That's what it feels like. Everybody bring your slam lines. Bring your best one liners to the slam to the slam poetry night at the space bar. That's what it feels like. Can anybody take this stuff? Do you guys? I'm just saying. It's like people are completely satiated with people standing behind a mic after everything that's gone on. Well, we had decades of so-called civil rights leaders standing behind microphones and cameos, black and white cameos in photos of civil rights leaders. Where did that get anybody? I tell you guys all the time. But listen, the baby boomers to me, the baby doomers, hey, what did they brought us? Some street signs, museums, holidays that everybody gets, and civil rights just been, you know, that was a deception too. That's been manipulated from A to Z, so stimulated from A to Z, and you're still nowhere. But I'm just saying, I'm telling you, it's thick out here. But I'm telling you, these. I mean, I meant to put it on the other night, and I probably will put it in. Put it in. I mean, I enjoyed the reference uh to the Godfather, and and the analogy that the most important piece of that movie was when they talked about Castro basically allowing people to letting people come to the U.S., but they had to empty the dregs of their society and bring those people back to the states with them. I thought that was probably one of the most profound on the mic. But after any at this point, I don't want to say they're preaching to the choir, because Johnson's not going to do anything. He's to me, if you thought Lightfoot was bad, I don't even know if it's possible to get anybody. But these people all she talked about it herself. She wanted people that pledged to the New World Order, and Johnson has done that. Pledged to good governance and to the New World Order. All these people have co-signed on it. This stuff is scripted. It's scripted news, scripted politics, scripted sports, scripted are these town hall meetings scripted? I'm just saying, it's just I'm telling you, like I can't. You want some entertainment, that's about all it's good for. But even that's losing the sizzle. You're losing the sizzle. Uncool says the world is most certainly a stage. It is. And I'm telling you, I can't stand. That's about the most valuable things that Forbes puts out, because all that other kabuki theater with these politicians, trictions, with all the stuff that they do, I'm not interested in seeing any of their kabuki theater. I'm just not. I'm not interested. And I'm not interested in, the campaign and this and that, and what's what they're gonna charge him with this week, and I just can't put my energy there. But what I can say, if you're looking for some entertainment, Cool says, remember the first person to give the. No way. How did I not know? No, how did I not know that? I'm telling you, like it is such a great deception going on out here. I mean, I'm saying, like I just we have to be careful that we don't allow the deceptions will trigger people to do some things, you know, that weren't even based. And that's exactly, to me, that's what they're counting on. I think they want to trigger martial law where they can. They need another event, and they're getting very close to it. They're getting very close to another event, or they're getting, they're getting, if they can get the will, if they can influence your will. I don't know the spiritual realm and the supernatural. I don't know those realms. But I even heard that from what I understand, even, and it makes sense. There's been a lot of things that have gone on. Precisely, the Watchman says they want to distract us from things that matter. And see, here's the other thing. You guys know I've done this tune before. I talk about the purple rain. And I'm going to be honest. A lot of employers started showing purple years ago, and I already knew there's some type of merge or some type of takeover that was happening then. And then boom, 2019 came in. And you've seen nothing but purple ever since. And I said the red and blue, very fundamental. There were two things that merged in an environment that I was in, and it was red and blue. And I knew, hey, that's the red and blue make purple. It's very basic. It's very basic. You don't need to go in the color wheel. I don't need to. But I'm just saying that that's your bipartisanship. It's the same as your bipartisanship. That's what that clown KJP gets up and talk about. Oh, we had bipartisan support, and when they have alleged bipartisan support, they consider that justified. So when does the mask come off? That's all they're ever going to. When is the final mask going to come off for these clowns who think that they're a true a red team and a blue team, and that those teams don't ever meet? When does that come? I think it's coming soon. It's coming soon. That's what bipartisanship is. It's purple. The purple rain is been here, but they're unmasking it. They're unmasking it. Shout out to Uncool. She says, I think they're going to try to lock down the state borders. Wow. Uncool, I'm telling you, it's just like I said, this environment that we're in, the chaos, the confusion, and I'm telling you, it eats at you all the time. It's like between the food, the water, the skies. I mean, I saw the most bizarre skyline the other day. I mean, there's not a book there's not a science book that I can find that has anything that looked like the skyline the other day. It was, I'm telling you, it was just like, what is that? And we don't question things that are over our head. As Uncool says, we definitely talked about the purple rain bipartisanship showing its true colors. Yes, because I mean, it's like, what is it, like the soap opera, the WWF? They want you to believe that they all hate each other, but they're all attending each other's bridal showers and baby showers and having dinner. Those people are going out and having a drink and dinner. I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't have a printed script. They've got a printed script from here to the 2024 November. That's true. Fritz Purple Rain. And I mean, he was, to me, I'm beginning to wonder if these artists, if their music isn't scripted. It's controlled. They're telling you all the time. To me, the music is real. The movies are real. And you're not going to get any coverage from these ABC networks. They're not going down to the street corner to cover any crimes that are being committed. They're not showing you any break-ins, people's cars in these cities. They're not going down there to show you. They're not going to show you. They don't even go there. Why is it there no 24-hour coverage? To me, it's kind of like the Berlin Wall. You mean Americans? There's no news truck down there covering that's 24-hour coverage, right? I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious. It's, to me, it's a wall. They want to talk about a wall that Trump needs to build. No, it's a wall of people down there. It's, the wall is already there. It's a wall made of people. So let's see. Uncool says Trump and Hillary is a perfect example. Yep, yep, exactly. Samoan says, well, rappers are pushing us to vote. Was a telltale. Yes, yes. I just, all of these people, the ones that are the handlers and the ones who are out there putting anything out there. People that you don't even hear from, and they had a campaign. They had a mandate too. They gave those celebs a script and a mandate too during the CV19. Yes, they did. Because you had all kinds of people coming out she hadn't heard from for years. What was that? Run DMC? I got the mocktail. You got the mocktail. We got the mocktail. New York City invested money. But they were paid a script. They were paid for their scripted campaigns. Okay, so here's another tidbit. So I didn't mean to. Tyson Foods is the other situation that I want to tell you guys about. So Tyson Foods, which is a huge umbrella of other brands. We talked about this the other night. Shout out to Uncool. She was on the show. Uh, but Tyson allegedly is getting some getting the divestment pains from alleged American conservative values ETFs, or, so investments. Okay. To me, those are equivalent to, I guess, like Vanguard, or, not, well, maybe not quite the same, but Vanguard, but they were, yeah, they're divesting in Tyson due to the illegals and all this stuff, which of course they're denying it, but then they have been sponsoring all these refugee and this and this, and I'm telling you, these organizations have been around for years. So this crisis is script to me. How do we know the crisis isn't scripted? How do we know that the U.S. is not injecting a lot of this? They're injecting they're agitating. They've been paid to subliminally agitate Americans in smaller areas. You're starting to hear people, just everyday American people on social media, talking about what they're seeing, talking about these people showing up in grocery stores, and see, the crime, to me, the crime is what we should be. The crime, the diseases, all of this kind of stuff. That's, to me, what to me is the biggest concern, because you just don't know what you're dealing with. No way. Well, I'm thinking about doing another channel, because this one is pretty much, this one, they pretty much got this one on a whatever. But what I'm probably going to do is probably rebrand a couple of things and do another channel. I hear you. Uncool. Because the clowns, the bugs tried to come in and bug me right away. The numbers were high, so they send their flying monkeys in here to try to thwart what's going on anyway. So I would not be surprised, but I am going to do another channel, and it'll be enough in my identity that I'll tell you guys the name of it and all, so you'll recognize it. But it's like, now it just seems like, even in on this channel, like, once you start having to code and script your own content, um because this particular channel, because if I this is my thing, I have to ask myself, if I'm going to continue to do this, I think that my voice, I'm not a Brandon Tatum or a whatever, but to me, if all of those channels can get can be monetized, and all of these things. I'm not saying anything that's any more dangerous than the next person. No, I'm not. I'm no more dangerous than a Brandon Tatum or an ABL or no, I'm not. But you see, that's another part of the game. That's how you know that some people have, you know, you wait your whole life to meet the devil at their doorstep. And so apparently some of these people must have already met the devil at the doorstep. I'm just not going to. I'll do my own system. But if I'm going to continue to do this, I do think that my opinions and that I do enough research that I shouldn't be I shouldn't be smothered and squashed out and washed out myself. I don't, because my channel hasn't been around probably nearly as long as some of those channels, but it has definitely suffered the subversion from 2018 and on and above. So I'm going to go ahead and do um and I'll probably rev things up rev things up, but what it'll do is, to me, this channel will probably have to act as a little bit of a bridge for that channel, and then some more frequent things I'll have to be strategic with this new channel. But of course this one will be a bridge. But I'm saying, like, you uncool, you should have, I noticed that all the other, whether they want to call people deniers or CTs or whatever, all the people that co-sign with some of these larger channels, they're still on, and they've actually had growth. They've had substantial growth, but they had to go through one of these prominent so-called conservatives or whatever. And I'm not calling myself, I never named this channel. This channel wasn't called the Black Spring Conservative News Channel. No, it wasn't. It's like, because I will not, you won't force me to choose a side, then I've got to be a threat. I must be a threat. If you can't check the boxes or put me in your boxes and then deem me worthy of your monetization and all of this stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, back in 09, in 018 and 019 in 2020, I had the numbers and they erased it. They took everything. They erased my whole slate. And really, at that point is where I should have really made a real effort to repurpose and rebuild this channel. But I kept going. I don't regret that. But if I'm to receive ads or whatever, I'm gonna have to be strategic and bridge this channel. So I'm just, yeah, but I didn't really mean to go off into that, but I'm just saying but you can just kind of tell that those prominent people that are on these platforms with these huge platforms, they are still around and they talk about the same things, many things. How is it possible that we not all eventually end up discussing the same issues? And how are they allowed to stay on, and how are they allowed to grow and not be suppressed, and yet we're not? We've been suppressed, whether it be from growth in the numbers, views, subscribers. For every 3 to 5 subscribers you get, they take them all. And I hope they are listening to me. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I just think that, we're living in a time of course, great deception. And to me, there could be, what percentage of this crisis is not, it's not, that's Sora. What percentage of it is? Or what percentage will it become? How long before Sora starts creating news programming? Does Sora have a news channel? I'm just saying. once AI controls, once AI gets the mission, the full mission of subversion down, we won't be able to believe anything, will we? I was laughing not too long ago. So shout out to Marcy T. I was like, Marcy T, we were talking about maybe we should just that whole the is the White House a whole set itself? If somebody just go up there and touch the walls and push them down, will they all fall? Will it all fall apart? It will, you know what I mean? It's like a big chessboard. The black and white floors and the I'm telling you, all of this stuff, the amount of symbology and the amount of symbolism that's in this country, you can't, it's hard. Why, how would you not question? How would you not question what you see? Oh, this person is in Iraq today. Is it a green screen? Before Sora, they had green screens. And I'm not too sure they're not still using green screens. Green screens. Is Air Force One a green screen? I don't, how far is it? I guess, but I'm just saying, I'm just telling you, but how much can we rely on? How much can we rely on? And then to me, of course, Sora's going to take a lot of jobs. Actors and actresses, no, they won't need you to show you any Tyson food commercials anymore because Sora is going to make them all. They'll have people, I guess, eating uh, honey based larvae and bugs. I mean, seriously? I'm just saying. I mean, what they're gonna do is use whatever they can. It's subliminal. But I'm just saying. I just wanted to bring you guys these things. To think the the migrants, the migrants, and then to me, most of them seem to be males. I mean, like, well, women and children are I'm like those are shields. Those are shields for these people right about now. Those aren't. I'm sorry, but I have seen some of the grassroots footage down at that border. And there's people from Senegal, there's people from all I mean, for the longest they tried to make it seem like it was about the black and brown countries and the trilateral countries. That's a freaking lie. It's a lie. Let's see. Uncool says I agree. Sora will read. Yes. Creativity will be done. You won't, yeah. You won't even, at this point, we don't, they're right. What is it? Schwab said you own nothing to be happy, and even your imagination. They've already stolen it from the children. These kids have no imagination these days. Draw me a picture. Oh, okay. Hey, can I go online? And hey, can I go online? No. You cannot go online. Draw me a picture. Nope. You can use your imagination. And they act like they can't this day time and hour kids really can't even finish. They can't finish your sentence even with the word imagination. They can't finish a sentence with it. Cuz it's almost like it's been erased. That process or whatever that is on the lobe is like a taste bud that's been erased. Or it's been overstimulated so much by digital pixels in the metaverse. They want to be in the metaverse so bad that it has erased. I'm cool. Oh my gosh, I hear you. She says I really got to try to get at least 1 hour sleep before I get to work. love to you, cool paranoid. I hear you, but I'm gonna wrap it up myself because I got less than 4 hours to roll with the other slaves myself, ma'am. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll definitely have to get into some in studio things or some things on the fly. I appreciate you so much for coming on, all of you, on Cool Paranoia, the Samoan Watchman, as well as Jerry's Passion. Um, yeah, I appreciate you guys for coming on. So I guess we'll dig a little deeper in. This weekend. All right, guys, have a great start to the Friday. Take care.